Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. And yeah, we are on day 4 on mid-spring. On day 4 of spring, sorry, still in mid-spring. And we have got the 6810 up here, spreading stuff with the Marshall Slurry spreader. This is digestate we got on here, of course, picking up from last time. Where I did a little bit of a test to see if it was the tractor or whether it was the field. Appears it was the tractor. The 7840 has its hitch too low to actually spread the digestate on this field. So we're going to have to do it with the 6810. Thankfully, it's not a very long distance for us to get this. It's basically out of the field here and round and into the BGA area. Means that we can fill up and get the digestate into this and onto here fairly quickly, which is some very good news. Now, after this, what we do need to do is get the oats into this field. It is the last day we can be planting oats. We've actually had none of our crops germinate so far. Everything is planted and is not yet germinated. Let's see if we can't get this in. I found, yeah, we're too close for that. Let's bring that out. It is very, very picky, this. Looks like it wants to connect and then doesn't. Like so. Yeah, so none of our crops are germinated. We've had a really cold start to the year here on Six Ashes. And I'm hoping that this is going to behave itself and we're actually going to get a good set of crops off here this year. Let's put the handbrake on and refill this. And then I can show you where we are. So we're doing field 12 at the moment. We've got field 11 and 10 both planted, but are not yet actually growing. Field 10A, as I've called it, that is growing, so that's good. That's our horse grass. 17 and 11A both are waiting to be planted, but we're going to be putting onions and carrots in those, and we actually have a good amount of time left to get the onions and carrots in. We're going to have the next 2 days for those, so that's all good. But yeah, the oats haven't germinated yet because it's still below germination temperature, and even the canola that we've got hasn't germinated either. I'm hoping we're going to be all right with the oats this year. Otherwise, we could have a problem very, very much. How full are we? We are 73%. So let's get this filled, and hopefully this is going to go a decent way around this field. And there we go, full tank. Let's turn that off. We'll close that and disconnect it, close that and disconnect it, and then move the pipe out the way, like so, and back out into the field, because, yeah, we need to get this finished so that we can start getting it planted and hopefully get these oats in. I hope this germinates tonight, because if it doesn't, we could be in some serious trouble on here. Once I've got this field done, my plan today is to try and get fertilizer on our other 2 fields, our carrots and our onion fields that we're going to be doing. I also need to get this seeded, so we're going to get the 7840 seeding on here, and hopefully that will then mean that this field gets finished and the oats get in here today. And with this, we're gonna probably grab the TW25, see if we can't get ourselves a tank or something that we can transport double the amount of liquid about with, especially if this is the only tractor we can use on this spreader. We are gonna need a bigger tank to fill off, and then see if we can keep that going, and mean we have less journeys and less movements and things in order to try and keep things sorted. Let's open up that and open up that. And then, oh, put the handbrake on, otherwise that will disconnect. But yeah, and then hopefully where we're doing fields that are further away from here, we don't have to take the very slow 6810 up here to get this. We can use the T-dub to bring a much bigger trailer full of stuff back and keep us going on the farm. And I think we're going to have to rent that, and with 15,000 I don't think we've got enough to actually buy it outright. Bigger problem though we have is we are out of digestate. We're going to have to go and refill, so yeah, now it's even more important that we go and grab a trailer, because we're going to have to buy slurry to finish this job off. There's we know we can buy slurry from down near the horses, but yeah, that is not good. We've only got 3,500 liters of digestate left here, and way more field than 3,500 liters of digestate is going to do. So it looks like we're going to have to enact our plan early in order to get this finished. Otherwise, yeah, the distance we would have to drive with this little tractor every time we wanted to get some more slurry would be very, very bad. So let's use this up, and then we'll go and see about getting ourselves a means of covering the rest of the farm. And there we go, we are out. So yeah, we're gonna need a bit more in order to do that. So what I'm going to do is leave this actually up here, and we'll go and get the TW25, drop the plow off it, and head down to the shop. See if we can't go and get something that will allow us to move a little bit better on this field. Now, if I remember correctly, I think we have a couple of options that we can use for this. I don't know if they all work with the hose mod is my only worry. So let's go and have a look in the shop and see what we've got. Under, we got a few things. We've got liquids trailers here. Those all hold. So yeah, they hold various amounts of slurry and digestate. We've got, yeah, those hold everything. The GMB, you see, that would hold 32,000 liters of that, but it's probably too much for us. Those are, yeah, those are the more standard ones. So these are all mods. Not really what I'm after. Tanks and hoses, again, we've got chained tanks and things like that. That would be quite useful to have down at the farm, but I'm not looking for that either. So if we have a look under liquid semis trailers, we've got this large one here. That though does not seem to take. That's weird. That does not seem to take any of the other stuff, interestingly, and I can't see a hose on that at all. So not that one either. Where is the slurry tanks? Here we go. So we've got slurry tanks here. We've got something like this Garant, but we'd need to transport stuff to that. Again, we've got this one here that would do that. Let's head down towards the end though, because we've got the Abbey here for 18,000. That would not cost us much to hire. That only holds 11,000 though. This horse tanker, 21,000. So would hold a good 2.5 tanks worth. Would be pretty good. 21,000. I don't know if that will work with the hose mod, but it's probably worth the try. We'd need to get a dolly on this as well. So let's lease that for 1,500. We'll also go and grab ourselves a dolly, which should be there. Oh, wow, we got the horse dolly as well. What is that? Is that really a... I know, that's just for loading stuff on. We'll take this one here, just the cramp one. Standard or field. We're going to take the wide field tires. And then we'll back out of that. And hopefully this is going to work for us. So, onto here. Whoop. It's going to reverse. Like so. And yeah, just a little tank that hopefully is going to work for us. It does seem to have modeled onto it a hose attach point. Whether we'll actually be able to use that, I don't know. But this Ford should do us fairly well, this TW25. We'll certainly have enough slurry with this to finish the field that we are on. It's then a case of, are we going to have enough? There we go. To fully do everything. Oh, no. Connect all those up. And away we go. We also need to try and get this refilled now. So we'll head into here for the horses. So this is, yeah, the main husbandry area. Get on the correct side of the road. And just bring this into here. Let's see if we can't get this to refill with some slurry from here. Oh. Getting in here is not going to be the tricky bit. Getting out is. Because we can get this round to here. Will this turn? Let's try it. Yes, we can buy slurry here. So let's fill this up with 21,000 litres and we can go from there. And there we go. That has cost us £684. That is why it's quite useful to do this. I think I'm going to have to try and reverse this dolly out of here. So we'll straighten things up and see if we can go straight back. That would be the plan. Straighten it up. There we go. So straight back, please. Doesn't matter actually if it goes a little bit off to the left, and it's only going to make things easier for us in the long run. Yeah, and then we'll bring that around. Perfect. And now we can head back down to our BGA and hopefully get this sorted. Though quite why that skidded to the side then, I don't know. But we're in clear now, so let's get this back down to our spreader. Back down to the BGA with our T-dub. We'll see if we can bring that around the other side of this here so that it will reload. It gets stuck under one of the arms, I think it is what happens with that strange bit. There we go. Now my worry is I've no way of transporting this. It doesn't go on the side of our slurry equipment here, and I don't think it's going to go on the side of my tanker either. So we'll have a play around and see what happens. But first, will this fit here? Yes! Perfect. But not... It's too far away. So let's get this started here. And then we can reverse it up. And then we'll pull it forwards into position from that. Hopefully, without driving over it. There we go. That should be close enough. Handbrake on. Oh, no, too far away. Handbrake off and reverse it up. Crossed the end of it. Never mind. It'll still work. There we go. This does seem to drift, this tractor. Interestingly enough. Right, and connect, and open, and open. Does it open? No, I don't think it has an animation, that one. So, refill, and grab us some slurry. Perfect. Let's get this loaded up. I actually had a little bit of a change of mind. So we have here, looking over my seeds, we've got some standard seeds. We've got some canola. We've got some soybean. We've got no oats at the moment. I think it actually will make more sense for us to be doing the to putting soybeans into this field than it will be to put oats in. Soybeans have only just come into, in fact, soybeans will be next day anyway. So yeah, it's gonna make far more sense for us to do that. So I'm gonna attach this tractor here to this, get that all done there, and then leave this here. And I think what we're gonna have to do is next time get the seeding going with the soybeans in there, and then get these carrots and get the carrots and onions down here with the slurry and do that there. We just don't have the time or the temperature really to get oats done, which means that we need to get this all done and dusted on this field here and get ourselves set up really. So let's turn that off. Let's get that closed and that off, and that closed and that off, although there's no animation on that one. Put that behind there, and then we'll get the last of this field done. We can get this slurry back down. Actually, we'll do this and we'll do the alfalfa field with this as well. Now that way we'll get all of this up here finished today and done and dusted, and we're not worrying about desperately trying to hit this very rapidly closing window that we've got. So we'll do slurry across the rest of this field. Does just go to show we need to do more stuff going into our BGA in order to actually have enough digestate to do stuff for the year. We can buy the slurry in, and it is pretty cheap to do it. But yeah, if we're not gonna spend money and instead make money to get this fertilizer, we're gonna have to do more grass work, which we've just got rid of our second grass field. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a catch-22 there for us to make as much money and fertilizer if we haven't got the grass to do it anymore. But that is the trouble with the BGA. This little 6810, this is why I didn't really want to use it on this field. It struggles up the hill like this. And we're still using the same amount of slurry. So it's, yeah, doesn't get us really what we want. That's interesting. We've got no, we're missing a bit of field scanned at the corner here. I'm trying to get slurry on it. That is difficult. Right, there we go. Let's turn this off. Head back down here, and we've still got 1,790 litres of slurry in here. We might as well put this on the alfalfa field, which is nicely regrowing. Yeah, getting this up to scratch with the fertilizer is gonna be a little bit of a job. It's very badly lacking in nitrogen at the moment. Shouldn't take us too much to get this done, I don't think. And what we can do is we can fill this tanker up from the slurry before we head back down the main farm, and go and refill the main tanker so that we have just full tankers of slurry before we're dealing with our other fields. And the beauty of having a portable one like this is going to be the fact that we can get to all of our fields with it. All the ones up at the main farm, field 17 down near our farmyard, and yeah, down here when we need to as well. So connect that, open that up, and let's refill it again. And that's our second full tank off here, so we'll stop that filling. Just looking at the needle going down, so we have, yeah, we've taken 16,000 litres out. That means we've got 5,000, just under 5,000 litres left. So yeah, it's just just over 2.5, maybe 2 2/3 ish that we can get off of here, which means we can get 3 2/3 ish if we fill this and then refill that before we go back down to the main farm, and basically just try and make sure that we have as much as possible going back. Won't take too much to do this. I don't think we're going to use the full 5,000 doing this. Sorry, full, yeah, 5,000 that's left in the tanker doing this. So we'll just go down this and get this done. We're going to have to do this again, or at least get some solid fertilizer or something on here after we have done this and got this to be got this at a growth stage up, because as you can see we're still very much in the orange with the alfalfa on here, so that is going to take a little bit of extra work to get that sorted, but we've used about 2,000 litres on this small field, interestingly enough. So we're just going to top this up, and then we'll get this tractor back to the main farm, and we'll get the tanker refilled again, ready for us to do the next stage. And that means we can get the soybeans starting to be planted next time in this field up here, and we'll need to do a couple of runs and things to get other stuff and bits done. There's a fair amount of work still to do on here before this farm is going to be fully seeded and ready. Looks like we might have some late harvests again this year as well, which is not great because we want to follow the oats with the follow the soybeans with the oats. There we go, we're full again. Let's close this then. Oh no, let's turn this off first. There we go. Stop the pumping. Don't want to be trying to pump when you're doing bits that when you're doing disconnections with this stuff. Tends to go everywhere. Right. Can we attach this anywhere? I don't think it attaches. Drop and attach. Is there a store anywhere on this? I know base game stuff there is. I don't think the Horse DLC has a store position. No. Unfortunately. And neither does this. Despite the fact this has a space on here, it doesn't have a store position on here. So, what's that? That's attach and drop. Yeah, there's no store positions on here, so we're gonna have to come down, get the flatbed and sort this. I'm gonna leave this here for the moment. We'll head up to the shop, or we'll head back up to the stables, up the main area to the animal market, and we'll go and refill this with some more slurry, because yeah, we're gonna need more of it. The amusing thing about switching to soybeans for field 12 is the fact that soybeans don't require any extra nitrogen, so all that work getting the slurry and the digestate onto there just was completely unnecessary. I mean, it'll mean the field's in a better position for the next year, but for this year, it's yeah, it's not needed. As a result, we could have just spread it on here on field 11A. I've decided that basically what we're going to do today, and what we're going to try and finish off as much as possible now, is to get these fields done. In fact, that's going green on here. If that's going green, have we already put stuff on here? Let's have a look. Yeah, these fields are already ready for us to do some planting on. So we don't actually need to do this. What about field... Okay, we will go and do our horsegrass field and see if we can improve that. Yeah, we don't actually need... Well, while I've got it and while it's cheap, what we're going to do is we are actually going to bring the nitrogen right up on these fields. That means that we should be in a good position where we don't have to spend any money on fertilizer on these fields, and therefore we'll just make yeah, not spend a huge amount of cash doing that. Let's bring this down here. Yeah, I definitely want to put a grass area between these two fields. It will just help define them so much better. Now, I think this was either canola or soybeans last year. I think this was canola last year, which is interesting considering how much we still have with nitrogen on this field. But we should be able to get this, get around this and get this done fairly easily today. And it just means that when we go and put the carrots and the onions in next time, or over the next couple of game days, we will be in a good position. We're going to need to actually do this field as well. These are going to need cultivating, these fields, before we can actually do anything with them. So yeah, there's a fair amount of work still to do around here before we are ready with all our crops this year. The first tank of slurry got us around the headlands of the field. We're gonna close this off and disconnect that now, and disconnect that and move this out of the way. Oh yeah, there we had it. There we go. Just so that we don't run over it. Yeah, so the first load got us around the headlands. The second load, traditionally with this, I think tends to get us about halfway through the field. And this is the thing, so about 3 loads tends to do us fairly well. So let's get spread on this going. And yeah, if we get it just right, then we get more field coverage. But this is a very healthy green that we've got across here. I think we must have done the same before we did the oats on field 10, because we've not done any well, any of the other fertilization on field 10, so it looks like it's pretty good as far as having been fully fertilized before we put the oats in. I'm quite pleased with how things are going on here at the moment. We probably could do a little better with our timings. It basically, we got screwed over at the end of last year when we weren't able to get those oats in nice and early. It did damage our whole ability to get our crops in. It's left us floundering, and this cold winter and cold spring that we've had, I mean, it is midway through spring and we have yet to rise above 5 degrees C in the ground temperature. That's not good. Our oats are not germinating yet because the weather is too cold. So yeah, it's another reason for me deciding to switch to the soybeans, simply because I am not sure that the oats that we've got in now are going to fully germinate. Got our second tank off the slurry tanker, so let's unhook this and that. We've only got 5,000 litres, we know, left in the tanker now. So that's going to be, is that going to be enough? Is 13,000 litres with what we've got between this tanker and that tanker, is that going to be enough for us to finish this field? I don't know. It's it's a bit of a tough one. We're not even, I don't think we're even halfway through this field. That's my worry. It's a bit harder to judge here because we have no number on this field. But with this tractor going slow like that over the top, that is a problem. We might be about halfway through. It's going to take some careful work to get that sorted. Let's turn off, turn around, and go. This is bringing it up quite nicely, but it is, we do only have 62% left. I don't know. We get about 3 or 4 rows out of this, and before we run out, and then we are in a position where it just means we won't have enough. We do have another field to do, so what we'll likely do is next time go grab some more slurry straight off the bat, and from that we can then go and we can then go and get some work done on this field and the other. We will have to fill the tanker up again and go from there. So yeah, it's all swings and roundabouts. We are saving ourselves a whole load of journeys, but at the same time we're spending money. There we go, 790. Oh, we might have enough to finish this field actually, if we're lucky. That is quite a good quite a small area left, which is very good news. So one more refill, we'll see if that finishes this field off, and see where that leaves us for next time. If this field is finished with this, that's actually really good news, because we'll then be in a position where we can just get it cultivated and seeded. Wow, I'm kind of impressed. We have 3.5 tanks of slurry, has been enough to get this field done. We've still got 3,000 litres of slurry available here, which is really good. Let's just check the map for this. I think we might go and try and fill in this bit down the bottom end, as we've got the spare slurry. We might even be able to get this little bit here as well, just to clear up these holes. So there. I mean, with 3,000 litres of slurry left, we should easily be able to probably run the whole way along here. Yeah, and it's not applying slurry because of precision farming. It's not applying slurry anywhere it doesn't need to, which is absolutely great news. But yeah, that is going in very, very nicely, and we are gonna fully get this field done. That is wonderful. So very pleased with that. So yeah, there we go. That is, despite the fact that we've not been able to get the oats in today, that is actually a fairly successful piece of work today. We've got field 12 is already, field 11 is already planted, field 10 is already planted. Field 11A, we need to get that now planted. In fact, I think 11, that is going to need spraying, those oats. And then 17 is just what we've got to do, and yeah, and our horse grass there. So we might have to spray those as well. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy with this, so we're going to leave this here for today, which means that all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.